You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
And we are so happy that you have joined us as we got a couple things we'll talk about. I wanted to, I'll have to wait till the next time because I can't remember this one. I wanted to do this double dipping. We'll do it the next time because I wanted to get there's a word in there that you got to use. Anyway, But we're going to talk about your brain will shut down. Women in the workplace in 1943. It's really interesting. These things you would not say today, that they were trying to train these HR people how to
1943.
In 1943, how to deal with women in the workplace. We'll talk about that. Maybe what helps you fall asleep. What some of the things that might help you. But first, we're going to talk about coming back from vacation.
That's not a good subject.
We went to the beach. Well, no, the first part of it was good.
Oh, yeah.
It was hot.
It was hot. The water was beautiful when we got there.
The first couple of days. We were in Duck, North Carolina. We usually go to, is it Kitty Hawk?
Kitty Hawk. Mm-hmm.
Kitty Hawk. But we went to Duck and spent in a big house. Wasn't as clean as we would have liked it to be. Nice home. It was a nice big home.
I don't know if you could ever get all the sand out of the basement just because when you washed your feet off and went around the house, you had sand on your feet again.
The couch downstairs was just, I could not get the sand out of the couch. You could actually have a sand box.
I wonder if their vacuum even worked.
I don't even know. But it would, like you said, they're usually coming in. There was 3 floors, and the kitchen was on the top floor. You talk about, I think I lost 6-7 pounds. Just by
going up and down
those stairs. But it was nice. It was hot. It was in the 90s, heat index over 100. We were close to the beach. We weren't on the beach. We were close to the beach, very close. Probably closer than the high tide cottages we used to go to back in the day. But so we had a nice, like I said, the water was really warm in the beginning couple of days. And I don't know why we have so much trouble with tents. So I bought this stretchy tent where you stretch it out in the necks, and it has the sandbags attached to it. And it's the first day the kids put it up and said, "Hey, Dad, I ripped your tent." One of the legs, where it's sewed, just ripped. So Terry had a sewing kit. I don't know how you had a sewing kit, but you had a sewing kit.
I always had that little thing with needles in it.
And she sewed, and it worked for a couple of days till the next to the last day. Then it just the other leg,
a different leg,
completely ripped. Completely. So the way we were set up.
I still have to fix that.
We were blocked. We could not see the ocean because we should have leaned it the other way, like you said. We'd have to turn around. It just wasn't at that point.
It was really hot.
We were done at that point.
It was really hot that day, and the water was really cold.
It was cold.
The water got colder each day, and the air got hotter each day.
It did. The heat index went from 100, 105, 100. I mean, it was just brutal. The sand.
It was a burn in your feet.
Oh,
yeah,
it was awful. So we get to Saturday night. We're trying to decide. Some had already left because they're got to go to work. They'd like to have one day at least to kind of settle in before they have to go back to work. So we decided we were going to leave with my grandson, and then Terry got sick.
Really sick.
Really sick. Right before we're getting ready to go, and I
talked them into leaving earlier.
Yes, everybody left.
And as I was packing up, like I knew I was antsy all week, and then I knew. And as I was packing up, I just got pains in my side, and I just was so sick.
It wasn't good. She had it pretty much out of both ends. Had to use one of Fenn's diapers just in case. But I don't like driving. I hate driving. I dread it.
So I was trying to
she tried.
Keep myself. I thought, okay, I'm feeling better now. As soon as I was feeling a little bit better, I said, let's take off. And I was thinking I could get us through Norfolk before it hit me again.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. I only got not quite an hour up the road. And stopped at a 7-Eleven.
I
thought I was going to pass out. I thought I was going to throw up again. I did never throw up again.
No, you did not throw up again. But
all those prayers must have helped me.
Yeah, we were, you could just feel them. So we're sitting in 7-Eleven. And I'm in the driver's seat. And I'm like, well, it's either I drive or we're going to sit here. And I'm not sitting
And I
here.
said,
I wanted to go home.
I said I knew I couldn't drive because I was lightheaded and I was still feeling nauseated and I was afraid to get on the road and start throwing up. And through Norfolk, there's always a lot of traffic. And
well, I think the timing was better.
yeah, because it
I'm
was
gonna
like
drive.
9 o'clock
It
at
was
night
9 o'clock.
by
We
then.
finally got out of the house. It was locked up, so we had to go. We didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to go home. I just wanted to get out of there.
I just wanted to come home because
Yeah.
we'd rather be at home when you're not feeling well.
And you couldn't go to a. I thought, well, I could take her to a Med Express. They were all closed by 6 down there. I could go to the hospital. That was would have been more in the Nag's Head. But so she said, let's try. We pulled over 7-Eleven. She makes a pit stop, literally, for like 15, 20 minutes. And she comes out. I'm like, oh, this is not good. You could just tell. So I thought, well, I guess I'm going to have to drive. And I'm not good at night because I have trouble with glare and stuff. But I thought, all right, I'm going to do this. So the worst part, really, in my opinion, is that coming back, you got to go through 168, then you got to hit 64, then you hit 664, back to 64, which is like a bypass. They hit 64 again. Well, I missed 664 some along the way.
But I think it was under the construction, and I told you I was trying to just keep myself from passing out at that point.
Yeah, my co-pilot was not really with it.
Yeah, I was kind of out of it, and I was like in and out, and I just said, stay on 64, stay on 64. And I knew that 64 would take you all the way through. So as long as it was moving, just stay on 64. And you made it fine.
Yeah, the maps themselves, if you really go by the maps, the problem with that is sometimes they want it, once you go DC, we do not want to go DC.
Yeah, we don't. And the kids
did. RJ and our grandson ended up going.
They ended up missing 17 instead of turning around like we did. We lost 20 minutes missing 17 in the construction.
We missed
but they must have missed it, which it was easy to miss in the construction. We missed it, too.
I thought it was the next one, the way it was set up, the way but it was
Bears.
night. It was, and people driving 90 miles an hour, cutting in and out. I'm just thinking, Lord, take the wheel. That's exactly what I said. Because like I said, I hate driving. But anyway, so we get through 64. We get on I-95.
No, we went on to 17.
No, we hit 95 to hit 17, don't we? Then you hit 80. No.
95, 81, 17.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 81, then 17. I hit 80. Yeah, I did, didn't I? So I hit all those before we hit 17. Because,
17 was where we
5.
missed it. Yeah, and we were on 1.
Yes.
Trying to figure out how to get back to, and then we ended up back on 95 and hit 17 again.
More construction. But it, all in all, other than that, other than she's feeling a little bit better. She had a real bad pain in her side. We thought, well, it could be, wasn't appendix because it was the left side. At least we don't think it was appendix.
I just think it was that prednisone, I really think.
I don't know. She was moody all week, and unfortunately, but I don't know if that was part of it. We know it's a side effect. We do now after we looked it up. But anyway, we're here. It was fun. Other than that part, Fenn, he said Paul now. He says my name. Paul. He yells at the bottom of the stairs. They were in the bottom floor. And you hear him say, Paul, Paul.
And when they were leaving, he wanted us to go. And
he cried.
And they're leaving, and I'm laying on the bed, just got done throwing up. Or had I not thrown up yet?
You had not thrown up. It was afterwards.
And then after I threw up, then I finally felt a little bit better.
Threw up a whole pill from 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Anybody know anything about throwing up a pill that you take 2 days ago and a full prednisone pill? Now you're probably thinking to yourself, why were you looking through? I wasn't looking for it. You just see it.
Yeah, it was like
through all the other colors. It was just kind of stuck
white,
out.
Yeah, it was white, and it was the only thing like that I've taken, and I hadn't taken it in 2 days. So
a couple things I'm proud of myself. First of all, she threw up. I watched her throw up, and I didn't throw up because usually I lose it. Okay, that's how bad my stomach is. The other thing is I changed multiple poopy diapers.
This week.
Multiple. Yes. As a matter of fact, let me tell you a story. Now, if you're eating, you might want to put your food down. So we come back from the beach, and we like to get the sand off of him, so we put him in the shower. Now, I'm by myself, pretty much, because RJ just kind of disappeared. So I put him in the shower, and I'm getting him washed up, and then I see a turd in the shower. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. We're starting already. So the turd's in the shower. Then I thought, well, I'll put him on the toilet. Well, he didn't like that.
Did he
didn't
cry?
like he didn't really like being on the toilet. So all right, put him back in the shower.
You might have put him on there and say, "I'll give you an M&M if you poop in there."
Yeah, he has another turd. I'm thinking, okay, he's probably, I wash him off. He's probably done. So I wrap him up, and I'm taking him to the so-called living room. And as I'm taking him, I got him wrapped in a towel. I feel something on my foot. And I kicked across the room. It was a turd. He pooped on the way as I was taking him from
the
shower to the so-called living room.
Dressed.
I kicked a turd across the floor. And it just like, oh my gosh. The other ones were in a diaper, thankfully. But that one, luckily it was a turd and not diarrhea. I just started, then they really would have had to probably clean up in the living room aisle, because Anyway, that was my poopy story. Fen pooping. I should have had a diaper at the ready, I guess. I should have known he wasn't done yet. So then we do all that. Then we go to, it was my son and daughter-in-law's anniversary, their 12th anniversary. We go to a really nice place. The food was good. My rib steak. I'm not a seafood person, but everybody else kind of got some seafood. But I got a ribeye. It was really good. But on the way back, Zach and Sarah were with us, and we had Fen. We saw a sign that said, "Red lights mean stop. Please observe all traffic lights." So I'm thinking, if you got to be told what a red light is, you shouldn't be driving anyway. I couldn't believe it. It was on one of those signs that you put up for construction. It actually said, "Please observe red lights."
So maybe a lot of people were running them.
They're on vacation. I guess it means you don't have to stop. I don't know. Somebody must have done something to have them put that up for that reason, right? I would think.
Wow, I don't know.
That's kind of crazy. But that's our vacation. That's we got some sun. I got a lot of sun. I'm not pale. Not that I was ever pale, but I'm darker than I think I've ever been.
Yeah.
My face is very, very dark.
Dark, yes.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's our vacation story. Hopefully you have a nice vacation plan. What's sad now is coming back, because this happens every year. We usually do usually last week, is now we're into August, and that's what I should have done too. Is August. My days, I'm really messed up. We come back from vacation and trying to get back into the groove of everything. We're into August, and it's like Labor Day, isn't that? NFL, their training camps have already started, so they're going to have preseason games. Labor Day is just around the corner, and I feel like it just feels like we just started summer, because June wasn't really that great.
No, we had a couple of nice weeks in April, and then it was rainy and.
We had a great day for his birthday.
Oh, yes.
And then it turned ugly in May. And then June, it really wasn't that great. But now it's been nice.
Yes.
Here, but it just feels like we're winding it down. And I'm not ready either. I'm not ready either. Your brain will shut down if you do not get some sleep. You got to get sleep. Researchers of University of Pennsylvania found being deprived of sleep, even for one night, will make your brain unstable and prone to sudden shutdowns, like a power failure. So your brain will just shut down. I've had people say, like they just been out of it.
How do people work midnight then?
Well, what midnight is, I've been there, I've done that, and by the time you get used to the midnight, and not that you ever really get used to it, but you kind of get into a schedule. By the time you get into that, unless you do it all the time, it's really, that's a difficult shift, in my opinion. It's just for me. I didn't like afternoon, so it's really my own doing, wanting to do midnight. But there have been people that said, hey, it's like something just shut me down, and your brain will just do that. Sometimes you just got to rest, if you don't get enough sleep. The study found that people who are sleep deprived alternate between periods of near normal brain function and then some dramatic lapses in attention and visual processing. I believe that. I believe that sleep is, you got to get at least what? They say 6 hours of sleep, it's supposed to be 8.
Yeah.
I never really get 8 hours of sleep.
7 you don't?
Never.
You go to bed early and you
I do, but
early.
I'm up usually around 2, then I'm up at 3, then I get up at 4 to do the radio station. But I've never sleep through, ever. Even on vacation. I laid there, it was like 2:30 in the morning after,
was
it was my
snoring?
third, yeah, you were out, my third pee. And I figured, well, how do I get back to sleep? And I just kind of laid there, and finally I did.
You sing in your head.
You sing?
In your head.
So I should find that paper about how to sleep, and then we'll come back with that one in the second half of our show. But you sing in your head. What do I sing?
Whatever relaxes you, I guess.
I have some things that'll relax me, but you got to be awake for that to help help do that. And I learned not to do that.
To wake me up.
Yeah, I'm not going to wake you up.
I'm grouchy when I wake up.
Well, you don't like to be, you don't poke the bear. Literally. Let's do a break, and then we come back. We'll talk about women in the workplace. In 1943, they did this research back. Well, this is what they did for HR, for male supervisors, on how to handle women in the workplace. It's 80 years ago. We'll talk about that coming up next. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website. All you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players. And you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter. And they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. Hello, and welcome back to the show. We're really glad that you are with us. Please share us. Please share us. Because I'm going through a part where I've been reading a lot of stories about people just giving up. And I'm to that point where I'm ready just to kind of shut it all down.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Even the radio station?
Yeah, everything. But this happens to me a lot in the summer.
Yeah, because it's hard to keep up with everything, and we're busy, and we like to just relax by the pool.
I do. And I feel like I'm paying for something and I'm not doing enough work
For it.
And I don't like wasting money.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of keep going. But I'd like to if I had a couple more listeners, I think it would help, like, kind of boost my But I don't know. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Maybe we should be talking about something
Politics.
else. I don't want to talk about politics. Everybody talks about
everything's confrontational.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
If we were more confrontational, you might
I want
get
to talk
more.
about stupid stuff. It's like where your brain can just shut down and you go, oh, I didn't know that. Like your brain shuts down because you didn't get enough sleep. Or women in the workplace in 1943.
Okay.
The Transportation Magazine offered up this guide for male supervisors on how to handle women in the workplace. And this is how they said to do it. Pick young married women. It says they usually have more of a sense of responsibility than their unmarried sisters. They're less likely to be flirtatious. They need the work, or they wouldn't be doing it. They still have the pep and interest to work hard and to deal with the public efficiently. So back to 1943, it's like they wanted women that were married. The other thing they offered up was general experience indicates that husky girls are more even-tempered and efficient than their underweight sisters. So you had to be married and a little bit overweight. That kind of helps the supervisors. This is back in 1943. This isn't me talking. This is 1943. Whenever possible, let the inside employee change from one job to another at some time during the day. Women are inclined to be less nervous and happier with change. So are you happy? Now, I'm not talking about 1943. I'm talking about 1943. Let's talk about now. Are you happy with change? Would you be okay with change? I know you're getting ready to change, but would you be happy, like if you had a job and they just kind of say, hey, can you do this? Would that make you happier?
It might break up the day some.
Depending on what they made you do.
Yes. I mean, like if you were like back then a copy clerk and you copied all day and, you had the roundabout thing, that would get really boring. So if they had you type a letter or something, that would break up the day some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be, I think that would break up the day,
Right.
Because back then you didn't have the computers and you didn't have copy machines.
Right.
So it was a roller thing, and there was a,
This is Women in the Workplace, 1943. This was a guide for male supervisors on how to handle women in the workplace. Be tactful when using instructions or in making criticisms. Women are more and often sensitive. They can't shrug off harsh words the way men do. Never ridicule a woman. It breaks her spirit and cuts off her efficiency. Now, to me, it would be sometimes criticism makes it tough even on a guy too, but depending on how you do it.
Yeah.
If you do it in front of other people,
yeah,
that would be.
Yeah, you should.
You're going to shut them down for sure. And finally, be reasonable. Be reasonably considerate about using strong language around women. This is back in 1943. We don't worry about language anymore, do we? Some women can use some language.
Yeah, they're
pretty
worse
good.
than truckers. Yeah,
They're pretty good at it. Women are often sensitive. They can't shrug off harsh. Oh, I did that one. So when you're using strong language around women, even though a girl's husband or father may swear very, a lot, she'll grow to dislike a place of business where she hears too much of this. And I would say that sometimes, language can
ruin your mood.
Sometimes. Some people, that's just their natural way to speak.
A lot of people,
that's just the
think
way
the F word means cool.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. So we were talking about earlier about what helps you fall asleep. You said sing in your head.
Yeah.
So they did this. They asked this question: what helps you fall asleep? Sometimes people have trouble falling asleep. I don't know if I'll have trouble tonight. Sometimes it's like when you vacation, I wasn't too bad because you didn't worry about the next day. You knew you were going to the beach or whatever. But when you go back to work, the first day back is kind of like, oh, I got to do all this. Try to get back in a routine. And but anyway, so they asked people about people's experience about having trouble sleeping. And they shared some of their experience of what they do to try and fall asleep. And some say they have the fan on and 1 foot outside the covers. I think sometimes people like noise. Some people like to use the TV to help them
I
sleep.
know some people sleep with the TV on, which distracts me.
Yeah, I can't. That does me too. I can't. In fact, I have a hard time with noise anyway. It kind of bugs me. The kids were up the night before we were leaving. They were in the other room. You could hear them. They had the TV on. They were listening to something on their phone. You can hear them talking. And I was like, oh, I just could not, like, I couldn't get them, I couldn't block them out. You know what I mean? Like, you try and kind of block it out, but I just couldn't do it. One person said they take a hot shower and then jump into a cold bed. You don't like jumping into a cold bed. I know that. That's why we have the water bed. One person said, unfortunately, reading. I get 3 pages in and I'm out like a light. You're not like that.
That might help you.
Reading?
Well, it depends. If the book's boring or... Now, sometimes reading does help me fall asleep, but if the book's real good or, then it makes me want to read more.
My Google Home thing has 2 functions. Tell me the weather and play white noise at night. So, yeah, that's that noise thing. That white noise is like a real subtle, isn't it? Very subtle.
I don't know.
Kind of
Isn't like a... Yeah.
Some people like to use the ocean, the waves.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would work for me or not. We just have to...
I think...
If you could picture yourself... Because there is...
At the beach,
just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, just sitting... Yeah, because that's very calming and makes you sleep.
Yeah. We did take Fenn to the beach, because he didn't like this. He doesn't like the sand. He won't put his feet down. He will not, even with shoes on, he just will not put his foot down. Although we did get him to run in the harder sand
where the water
comes up. And in the
splash
bubbles.
in the bubbles.
In the bubbles.
Bubbles.
He said, bubbles? Bye-bye bubbles. Bye-bye bubbles. He says that. And he said kite. So we tried to fly a kite. And then after about 5 minutes, he's done. Although it was one of those kites we just could not, the string is not long enough. Because we had this kite up there, but we needed more string, I think, to get it up into that next level, the airstream, because it just kept, then it would circle about take out 5 people. Although luckily we were on an empty beach, so it really didn't matter. But we did that at the evening. We did our walks. We did our walk to the pier in the morning, and then we walked around the circle and stuff and saw this.
And we
went to the sound.
Walks.
Fenn liked it. There was these trees
that were all bent over.
That all bent over each other as you drove into this where we were staying. And he thought it was like a dino forest. Dinos? Dino? Dino. He loves dinosaurs. I did get my fill of Babu. Babu is a monkey that plays with dinosaurs. It's a cartoon. It's mind-numbing, let me just tell you. But he loves it. Loves it, except for the one where there's bees. He doesn't like the bees that fall on the... Because there's a bad dinosaur that tries to eat them. And then one time the beehive fell on the dinosaur's head, and he doesn't like that one. He points at it. Bad dino, bad dino. Bees. He says bees. Anyway, that's our grandson. He is a cutie and getting older, and we're going to have another one on the way.
Soon.
And very soon. Very soon. All right, final one. AI says this is the ideal body type. So, Tara, if you had a type, I know you do because you've told me this before, but if you had a man, what kind of
man's body type?
Yeah, for you,
that
what you're attractive to. I know what it is.
You do?
Yeah, you've told me this before, and I'm not it. But I mean,
broad shoulders,
very muscular. Yeah. I don't know. That's body type.
Some guys.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Built that way think too much of themselves.
Maybe some of them, yeah.
The way someone treats you and the way they think of themselves if they're too cocky makes a big difference.
So artificial intelligence has been used to create the perfect human body type, but the results have raised some concerns about, maybe some unrealistic and damaging body image stereotypes.
I would say
that's usually promoted on social media. Social media is the downfall of this country.
Well, the Barbie doll.
The study conducted by the Bulimia Project used AI imaging generating software to analyze multiple images of the idolized body types being promoted. The results revealed that The AI generated images of the perfect female body preferred more petite women. Similarly, the AI generated images of the perfect male body that resembled heavily photoshopped versions of bodybuilders, given an unrealistic representation of the male physique. So I guess it really isn't that far off to what some people think is the perfect body. I like a little meat on my woman. You know, a little love handles. I don't mind those at all. A little. I don't like.
Why'd you end up with me? I looked anorexic when you met me.
No, I mean, as we get older, you know, we kind of feel.
We got them now, but.
I mean, look at me. I got them.
I've
got a handle.
You do not.
What do you mean? I do not. Look
You're
at this.
Skinny as a rail.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Have you seen some pictures of me lately?
I see you every day.
No. Okay. You're too kind. You're too kind. All right, that's it. This is our summer. We're gonna have to go back to the. Of course, in the wintertime it's a little easier because it gets dark by 5 o'clock. I think we're still changing the clocks.
Are we?
I think we are.
They were going to quit that.
I don't think it finalized. You know how the government is. They change their mind every 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, they throw it out there and then take it back.
I mean, they say. I thought at one point it said, yeah, it's already been finalized, and then I just read it wasn't. So I don't know. But that's it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, Just Talking Out Loud, and also subscribe. Please subscribe. Every Monday we have a new episode. We're in our summer episode. We only do like 30 minutes, but we're going to get back into the groove at some point. I'm really messed up. I don't know. I've been out of whack.
I've been out of whack.
You're out of whack. We're just trying to get back into the whack.
Coughing up a lung.
Yeah, that's
for
the
2
other
months.
reason. We had been kind of ahead on our podcast, and luckily we were because Terry was having, coughing fits that went on for quite a while until she brought. I'm sure you wouldn't want to hear it on the air. Yeah, it was. Yes, and she'd bring up all this phlegm. She says, "I can't swallow."
Gross.
Famous last words. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Every Monday we have a new episode. And so do that. And also we put out these little snippets, things we do. Don't forget to pass those around too. Show, at least give us a try. You might not last too long, but at least give us a shout out. We'd appreciate that. I know we have a couple very dedicated listeners, and I appreciate that. She knows who she is. We have several.
Yeah, we have.
You always rely on your mom. Mom's always there.
Yeah.
Got some really good friends that listen to. So I don't know. We're not doing anything that's brain surgery. We're just trying and lighten up your day. Maybe you've had a bad day and you just want to listen to two people banter. Sometimes we have guests. We're going to get some guests. We got to get Matt and Ian here.
Oh, yeah, that bidet.
We got to do that.
We have to get them. I never laugh so hard when they talk about the bidet.
Yeah, the bidet. We got to do that. And so maybe we'll bring those on. Maybe that'd be a nice way to start
the fall.
Our fall, season 3.
Yes.
That might be a nice way to do that. So, but again, follow us on Facebook or Twitter, Just Talking Out Loud. You can email us at justtalkingoutloud@gmail.com. And that's it. We're out.
Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.